Hey everybody, this is going to be phase 5 in our AdWords e-commerce case study. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to set up your AdWords campaign and get started with testing. So you're going to need to have BMob open, and you're also going to have your Google AdWords account. So here's my Google AdWords account. Alright, so the first step is to enable auto tagging within our account settings. So we're going to go to settings on the left hand side, and we're going to go to account settings at the top. Okay, so as you can see, there's a few options here. We're going to look for auto tagging, and we're going to check this box and save, and that will enable auto tagging. So this is something you definitely need to do in order to allow BMob to track the way we want it to track. Alright, so the next step is to create our campaign. So here's a few campaigns that I've started and done a little bit of testing, which you guys will see in the next video. We're going to add a new campaign. We're going to click on website traffic and search. So my site is viralmediadose.com. Continue. Okay, so name your campaign. So I would say this is test 1 if you were starting your test, or depending if you have other things, you can name it differently. Maybe you want to identify it if you have other tests happening. Listicle. I always leave search and display enabled. However, it's only a text ad that I send through, so but you still get some conversions from the display network. Locations, I'm going to put in Canada, and I'm going to add United States as well. Okay. English. Budget. I'm going to start with $100 a day. That's completely up to you how you want to do it. Some people may want to start at 30 or 40. The key to this is that our landing page and the offers on the landing page, most of them pay at least $30 or $40, I believe. So if you're only going to test with like $20 or $30 a day, or even $40 a day, you may not see conversions the first day. It may take a couple days. Like, you're probably going to have to spend around $100 or more in order to get some results. So that's the big thing, is you can't be scared to lose money. You're never losing money. You're going to see the data that I get from this, and that's going to help me make some better decisions going forward and how to make this profitable. So if you do lose a little bit of money at first, it's expected. It's part of affiliate marketing. If you're scared to lose money, you're in the wrong business. So, all right, delivery method. We're going to leave it out standard. Now, we can focus on different things: clicks, conversion value, conversions. We're going to leave it on conversions. And we're going to select this bid strategy. And we're going to put it to manual CPC. And this is how we're going to bid. So we're actually going to be able to set how much we're going to pay. There's other options in here as well to maximize clicks, etc. But for this, because we want to control our cost per click, we're going to set it to manual. Start and end date. Start today, sure. End date not set. Audiences. You can play around in here. Now, when you add different audiences, like you can add parental status, marital status, blah, blah, blah. You can also look at what they're interested in. So like consumer electronics might be one, and there's subcategories as well, so if you want to add those. Now, here's the thing, is there's two ways. Once you've added these interests, there's two ways to do it. Targeting, which is actually going to target these only. So you could be losing out on a lot of data. Like when you're testing, you want to test the market kind of in a broad sense and then narrow down. You don't want to start narrow by only testing and targeting like one small interest. So what you can do though is change it to observation, and you can click different categories, and what this does is this allows you to test those and other ones, and it also allows you to adjust the bids on the ones you've selected. So as you go on, you may realize that this one's making you a lot of money, so you can increase your bid on it. But that's not going to hinder you, because, like I mentioned, it's still going to test everything. It's just going to give you the option to increase your bid on the ones you selected. So personally, I just leave this blank to start. I can get into that later. Like if I was going to test something and I realized there was some money in it, I may come back and start, getting more granular with my stats, and I would test like home gardening and maybe a few others if it was related to that, or I'd pick a few interests and break them out and see what I could get from each. So let's just leave it blank and leave it on observation. Site link extensions, we don't need to worry about that. We don't need to worry about these either. We're going to hit additional settings. Structured snippet, app extensions, message extensions. We don't need any of these. And everything looks good. So let's click save and continue. Okay, so we've created our campaign. That part's done. Now we're going to create our ad groups. So for this, I'm only going to make one ad group. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. You guys can make other ad groups if you want. And you might ask, why would I want to make more than one ad group? Well, let's say you have certain keywords that are specific. Like, for example, I'm doing gadgets. Gadgets is kind of the whole theme of the page. So I'd put like cheap gadgets, gifts, Christmas gadget gifts, things like that, and maybe even like gifts for dads, maybe gadgets, cool gadgets for dads, different things like that. And maybe this ad group, I would put all the ones that are relating to Christmas in it, and that way there, when I create my ad could have something to do with Christmas in it. So you can break down your ad groups and your keywords based on what angle you want to take with those keywords. So I'm just going to paste the keywords here, and these are the keywords that I got in phase 1 or video 1, and I'm going to test them. So default bid, I'm going to put this, I'm spending $100 a day, so I'm going to put around 30 cents to start. You guys can be more conservative and put around 15, 20. Now, I'm going to tell you this, I guarantee that page 1 of some of these keywords, like if you want to be on the top of the results, it's probably going to be $1. I guarantee it. Now, that's not such a bad thing if you know that these keywords are going to convert and you're able to make money off of them. You can pay $1, right? So, because we don't know that, we're going to start low and we're gradually going to increase. So you're probably going to see some errors on your ads or some notifications on your ads that's going to tell you that you're below the first page bid. But again, like unless you're going to bid $1, you're going to be below. And the other thing too is you may not get a lot of traffic fast because you are so far down in the search results with your low bid, but it will come in. Just be patient. So I'm going to start at 30 cents and ad group standard. I'm going to save and continue. Okay, so we've created our campaign. We've created our ad group. Now we're going to create our ad. So let's focus on our final URL. So this can't be your tracking URL. There's two ways to do this, or two things we have to do this. You don't want it to be your campaign link. It has to be the actual URL that people are going to end up at. So mine is viralmediadose.com/trends/gadgets/page 1. Headline: 14 amazing gadgets that are running in a text here. There we go. 14 amazing gadgets selling now. Headline 2, gifts for Christmas. Do it that way. And headline 3, official list. Okay, so description 1, these insanely hot gadgets are selling fast, likely to be gone before Christmas. And description 2, free shipping, stock available. Discounts inside, and let's put online only. Okay, so there's an ad. I just kind of threw that together off the top of my head. So you guys can be creative with it, obviously. If you really want to copy my ad exactly, you can if you're going to do this, but you're more likely to have better results if you're going to make your own. So you get the idea, and you just got to be a little creative. Just like think of things that you would see for advertisements for other things, and kind of use their, their wording, their pitch. So add URL options. All right, so for this section, this is where we're going to add our URL from bmob. So let's say that we're going to test this one. We would go click your URL or your campaign, and then we're going to go to campaign links. Okay, so here's our tracking URL. We're going to take this and we're going to put it into Notepad. So this is something you have to add to your URL. It's question mark URL equals and then bracket LP URL bracket. It's mandatory in order for Google to serve your ads. So as you can see here, we have my URL and then we have all of our variables. So we got GCLID, etc., etc. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this right here. So question mark URL equals LP URL, and make sure you put an ampersand in between there. So this is what your final link should look like if you've set it up the way that I have in the previous video. So let's copy this link. Let's go back to Google. We're going to paste it there. So this is the thing, is the way that Google uses parallel tracking is this is the page that they actually go to. However, this is fired in the background on the session for the user, so it's not the same tracking as you would normally get from other platforms. And because of that, like you can't create a second ad. Like we could go in here and we could have multiple landing pages in bmob, and we could have this campaign set up to rotate them, so we could test page 1, page 2, page 3. But this page has to be static. So like if this page changes from 1 to 2 or 3, like if I just leave it here, but this link is rotating to page 2 and page 3, Google's going to give you some issues. Your ad will probably be disapproved because this final URL has to match this. So for every campaign or every landing page you want to test, you have to create a separate campaign in bmob. So you could literally just clone this and set it to landing page 2 instead of page 1. If you're just using the one landing page, it's fine. Like I said, just set it up like this. Make sure you have URL inside of your, right here, URL equals LP URL. That's really vital to have. Okay, so make sure that this page and this page are the same. Like this is the final destination for it. And once you're done that, you can literally click done if you're going to create more than one ad, which I suggest you do. I create multiple. For this, I'm just going to show you how to create one. So I'm just going to click save and continue. And my campaign is ready. Perfect. So continue to campaign. And as you can see, it's enabled here. Now let's look at our ads. Let's click on ad group 1. There's our keywords. And let's click up here, ads and extensions. So it's under review. Okay, so this is going to take a little bit. They'll review my ad and either approve it or deny it. If they deny it, they'll usually give you a reason why. But it's under review, so we'll wait for that. And I mean, after that's essentially it. Like if you've already done the tracking setup in the previous video and you've just followed this, you're ready. There'll be traffic coming in, and you're going to be able to see the results here in bmob. And in the next video, I'm going to show you some of my live results and how to break them down and do the reporting in bmob, and how we can make some changes. So, if I don't make any money, obviously, maybe I'll test some different keywords. If I am making some money on some keywords, I'm going to show you guys how to determine which ones are worth running and which ones are worth pausing. So we'll go through and we'll actually pause some keywords. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching.